Boys, today we're getting almost political and I'm a little emotional, so it's a recipe for disaster. But Lizzo did something. She played the flute of James Madison, one of the founding fathers of America, at the Library of Congress, and then she took it to her concert. Let's watch.
Won't let me do it. Sorry, James Madison.
Okay, she's sounding great. She's having fun. Why her? Why does the Library of Congress have Lizzo play the flute? Obviously, because she can, yeah, right? She sounds great. She's a trained flutist. And what happens next? Watch that little move. This little move here, very important for the rest.
And this was a gift to James Madison from a French crystal flute designer to celebrate his second term. There was a fire when he was away, and the only two things that were saved was a portrait of George Washington and this crystal flute right here. I am the first person to ever play it, so y'all are about to hear what it sounds like for the first time. It's crystal. It's like playing out of a wine glass. So be patient.
Yeah, so people got really mad at that, called it twerking. She's not even twerking, by the way. Do you even know what twerking is? And she could have admittedly played more notes there at the show. That was not a super impressive performance. The fire, by the way, was the British burning down the White House, to be honest. For some reason, people really care about this whole thing and made it a huge deal. And this is what Michael Knuckles has to say.
Last night, Lizzo made history.
I just twerked and played James Madison crystal flute from the 1800s. We just made history tonight. Thank you to the Library of Congress for preserving our history and making history freaking cool. History is freaking cool, you guys.
Lizzo twerked and played James Madison's crystal flute from the 1800s. It was historic. So was the Hindenburg. I actually kind of like Lizzo. I do. I know it's not popular on the right. I like Lizzo. I think her music, not my thing. The outfits, somewhat catchy. And as far as modern musical artists go, I her, okay? She is a surprisingly skilled flautist. All of that is true. But Lizzo should not have been given special permission to play James Madison's flute for two reasons. First one, because Lizzo is not dignified.
What does that even mean? What do you think you're talking about? What? Like this hacks my brain. I don't even know what he means.
She could be dignified if she wanted to be, but she is not. And it is degrading to our nation for a lady simultaneously to twerk and jiggle and degrade herself and to play an historical artifact that belonged to the father of the Constitution.
Who cares about the father of the Constitution? Like, I'm not American. Sorry, I know there's some kind of tradition or something, but who cares about like 17-year-old kids who killed Native Americans for fun and had slaves? Like, why do you care so much? I don't get it. Like, do you think James Madison actually cares all that much about the flute? Like, take it from a musician. Like, it's a piece of glass made by some French guy. I hate those. It doesn't matter. It's a historical artifact, sure, but it's intact. She didn't break it. Her saliva is not acid. Nobody cares about instruments. It's okay, man. It's fine. Like, if you went up to James Madison and try to explain the situation to him, you might want to put in a word about like Obama first and see what he says. There was a what in the White House? What, you freed those? You know, who cares?
Second, Lizzo should not have been given special permission to play the flute because the entire performance was intended as an act of hostility toward James Madison, toward the Founding Fathers, and toward the historical American nation.
Okay, how? She just played a note and then she did a little funny like fiddle thing with her leg and like twirl. Yeah, I don't know how you call the version of almost twerking that she does. I don't care. And then she like taught some history to the people. What is the problem with that, Mike?
I don't think Lizzo intended it as a hostile act, but the libs.
Okay, that's it. You're done. You're done. What? Why? How does this logical fallacy even work? If Lizzo did not intend it as a bad thing, why do you care that some other people see it in some different way? You should look at the facts of what her intentions were and what the performance was, and that was just a fun little quickie thing. Who cares about the libs? Mike, you need to sleep at night. I don't know, man. Just like just let him be, man. Just let him be. Now we have this insane tweet. Okay, so this is just a tweet about the situation, right? And this guy is responding. The thing that is obvious but people don't want to say is that this is about humiliating white people, about desecrating American history and heritage. That's what you do when you're a conqueror. Humiliate the conquered. So you are saying that you were conquered by black people. You were conquered by black people that you brought to America on boats to be slaves, and now you feel dominated. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, there's not much to say about that tweet. I completely agree with it. It's I don't even know, like, of course all these guys take issue with it because it's a black woman playing it, right? So that's the entire situation, you know. It's like old artifact being played by Lizzo and Lizzo being like who she is. That's a problem to people. That shouldn't really be even part of the equation, in my honest opinion. And then we have a tweet from my father, Ben. This Lizzo flute controversy is a perfect example of what I have termed face tattoo phenomenon, trademark. The phenomenon whereby someone does something deliberately controversial in an attempt to draw attention, and then acts offended when you notice. So Ben actually disagrees with Michael Knuckles here. He says that Lizzo was trying to be controversial, which just doesn't make all that much sense to me. Was it a big tongue-in-cheek from Lizzo what she did? Yeah, sure. She didn't seem like all that interested in the history of the thing, and she she played one note and then she did the little leg thing. Could have been different, but why not her, Ben? What would you have done differently? You're a musician, you know. Could you play an artifact from the Founding Fathers? Should it be you instead of her? If you said the exact same things, if you went up to an audience and you were like playing a couple notes and you were like, history is fun, what would be so wrong about that? Is there not another bias at play here? Maybe she was trying to be controversial. Maybe she was. But even then, like, the artifact is fine. If that's what you care about so much. The conscience of James Madison is fine, you know? He's not turning in his grave. He'd have a lot of other things to turn in his grave about, honestly. I mean, look at the comments on this video of Lizzo playing. So this is how Liberty dies, with a thunderous applause. This is literally straight from Star Wars. Our history has become a matter of spectacle. It's all down here from here, folks. Bro, what does liberty have to do with this? You want liberty from artifacts to be racist?
I don't think Lizzo intended it as a hostile act, but the libs.
That's it, man. That's all you need to know from this is what political discourse is in 2022. And I'm completely out of my depth, obviously, but I just it's very sad that this is controversial. Controversial. I don't know how you speak English. I'm not American. Oh man, it's just sad. It's a sad thing. That's it. I really don't want to talk about it anymore. Nor do I want to ever go on Reddit again. I don't want to see this stuff.